Well, this is probably my first video about Forrest Fenn. Probably going on YouTube. So, I guess we'll start with the book in general. From my perspective, the book is about Finn's life in general, and with the addition of his trips he would make to Yellowstone National Park, which, in my opinion, I don't personally feel or believe that the chest is hidden in Yellowstone or in Wyoming or Montana. So, with that being said, from what I remember about the book, there was a story about what was it, Skippy and Finn when they went to get the tires from some place. And I think that story is a subtle clue. I guess you call it a subtle clue. That's if you understand it. And then what else is there? There's also in the beginning of the book, it says something about where kids can go and play along the riverside, or yeah, my church is in the riverside, whatever. You know, when you see it, you know what I'm talking about. Something along those lines. And you all probably have seen my posts and comments about that one thing, that one line that was in the, I guess you can call it in the preface. It was in the preface. That's what it was. It was in the preface of the Thrill of the Chase. And then in Too Far to Walk, I haven't legitimately read any of it, of Too Far to Walk at all, but I've kind of heard bits and pieces from Forrest Fenn, in a sense. And I guess all you really need from Too Far to Walk is the map. And I don't think the preface in Too Far to Walk is really going to help you much, from my understanding. From what I know, I guess his clue was the Rocky Mountains and the Canadian border. I don't know exactly when he released the hint of the chest was in the Rocky Mountains, but y'all can put that in the comments down below. And I personally believe his interview hint of it's north of Santa Fe, but it's hidden in the Rocky Mountains. Did he say in or within? I think it was in. So in, and from what I looked up, means enclosed or surrounded by. What he means is the chest is surrounded by the Rocky Mountains. So I could be standing at the chest area, and around me would be the Rocky Mountains. That's what he means. Just breaking the stuff words down. So I guess then we'll go to the poem for the Thrill of the Chase. So first line is, well, first clue. Begin at warm water, where warm waters halt. To me, that means, I guess in a sense, I don't want to give you the whole answer because that's giving away stuff, but I guess I can. To me, my answer is Santa Fe, because that's as y'all, especially freaking Terry Casper, he goes nuts with this. Well, you got to start with the car. So he's like, oh, it must be something about a car. Yes, because that's where Finn lives. He specifically lives in Santa Fe. So Finn has to get in his car and go to the chest site. But first has to get in his car. So that's hint one answer. Hint two, or clue two in the poem, is taking the canyon down. So below Santa Fe, if you take it down, there's past Santa Fe, there's the canyon, or Cañada de los Alamos. Then from there, it's not too far to walk, or it's not far, but too far to walk. Now, I have mixed thoughts about this one. I'm not too sure exactly what it means. It could just mean is the chest area is not far driving wise from Cañada de los Alamos, but it's too far to walk in general. To walk. It's too far to walk. Too far to walk to the chest from Cañada de los Alamos. And then clue 3, which is put in the home of Brown. The home of Brown, I would focus back on his Toledo hint. That's what it was. He said something about it was more than 300 miles west of Toledo. Focus on that one. For first, you gotta know where Toledo is, and this will lead you to where the Homer Brown is, or what the Homer Brown is. But you gotta remember, before Homer Brown is put in below the Homer Brown. So, meaning what the Homer Brown is, the chest site is put in below the Homer Brown. I mean, I guess you can also go in with Homer Brown. It also goes into, you can call it history contents if you really want to categorize it as that. And then clue 4, my brain's getting a little foggy. I'm trying to remember all this stuff in my head, like know them all. Clue 4, is that from There Is No Place for the Meek? Is that what it was? If that's it, then it's because meek, to me, what I've defined it as via Google, means, in other words, Fenn is saying it's going to be in a place where it's not quiet, or it's not going to be quiet, as well as submissive. So meek means submissive but quiet. So if y'all recall back to the Thrill of the Chase, Fenn was very, 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 very highly submissive. Well, actually not submissive, but let me rephrase that. He wasn't submissive because he didn't follow the rules when it came to, following along the paths, at trails and stuff like that. He didn't follow those rules. But in schools, you have to follow the rules via the teachers, which he still didn't do because he was a good kid but a bad kid all at the same time. That's what I take it as. Because if you remember in the Thrill of the Chase, I think it was during a Spanish class or something along those lines. He pretty much escaped the classroom and went to a so-called place. So, and the last clue is the blaze. And Tariscant and all the rest of the stuff, dealing with all that, is pretty much dealing with the blaze. And then the water high is pretty much a waterfall. And then, if you're brave and in the cold, no, not brave and in the cold, it'll be, if you're brave and in the wood, which means there's not sufficient wood, but a good few amount of wood or trees, it'll be worth the cold, meaning the cold is in the Rockies. Hence, mountains, cold weather. That's all I got for you. Peace.